I'd rather have my head stuck in the clouds than buried in the mound. Feet touching the asphalt, back will touch the ground. You ops about that trash talk, my hands speaking loud. The crowd sound is drowning our conversation now. I know what I'm about to do, can coma induce. But look, I train not to lose, what else is there to do? I'm a fighter, hard like barbed wire, sharp the same way. I'm tired, but get energized when the crowd say showbiz boombaye. Showbiz boombaye, my style's impetuous, my defense impregnable. There's no B plan when the A plan is doable. My ritual, jump rope, heavy bag, cutthroat. I'm the best in the world because my ego says so. A fighter, I am lost in this whirlwind, this make-believe world where it's a sin to be a grown man. Look, I never read a book, bruh. I must admit, I'm about that grit and that dumb shit, where your head's on some drum shit, body got Bambi legs, ears on some hum shit, later getting medicated, urine on some blood shit. I want wildest power with Devin Haney's defense. Up off that. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. 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 Up off. Right. Hey. Y'all know what day it is. Y'all know what day it is, huh? Yeah. It's hump day, baby, we'll do it, we'll do it. What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz Adult. All right, man, look. Look at who we have here. Let me see, Uncle D, what up with you? Morris Howard. What's going on with you? Whoops. All right, man. Look, first I want to say this. Everybody, welcome to the hump day. If you haven't done it, please close out the chat, hit the like, and give it up for the Vonda Hill.
From the lips with the laugh and do the cabbage patch. Kiss a pretty lady and then sign some autographs. The Burnell man can shaboing boing.
Hit the Tyson bell. Hold on, before we get started, we have to give it up to the lady.
You should let me in. You deserve no, you deserve baby.
Hit the Tyson bell. And hold on, we ain't done yet. Hold on, fellas.
Yeah, put it simply in here. I like surprises. I came here for prizes. Big booty and thighs is promising my guys is how I could get inside this. Stupid, I realize this, but there's so much I wanna know about you, but I don't really wanna know. That's what they say. You make it too hard for a nigga. I got you, but I got the time. Let's make it work.
Hit the Tyson bell. Oh yeah, and my man, Uncle Herschel. Hold on, brother. You got that right. We outside.
Anything can happen when you're outside. You can lose a fight, see a chick, have a con with that vibe. You can ride a bike, see a nigga, and ask if he's alright.
Hit the Tyson bell. Oh, okay. You guys are saying that I didn't put press conference. Hold on. That's the problem. What the hell? How did that skip? What the hell's going on? Hold on, everybody. Just you hold 1 second. Let me save the changes. Okay. Hit the Tyson bell. All right. Yeah. The press conference. The first fight was the greatest fight I've ever watched live. As far as a fight on top of the event itself, the magnitude. Now we have the rematch, which I was like, we don't need the sequels never live up to the original. All right. But let's go. You know, who I have to give credit to is Cris Eubank Jr. I think in the first fight, though he won the fight, I think he got beat up more. What I mean by that is I think the condition he was left in after was worse than Conor's. Conor was in a healthier condition. Remember, he healed like Wolverine right afterwards. Cris Eubank had to go to the hospital, and mostly because of the weight drain and all that stuff. For him to do it again is incredible. Two things I've been thinking about since Bud beat Nello. Okay, one, I wonder how sick Bob and Top Rank are right now. And two, Jermell Charlo should be ashamed. No, I think Jermell Charlo feels like, hey, man, I mean, that's out of my skill level. You know what I'm saying? I think he said it himself. He said he thought Terrence Crawford was going to have a better performance than him. You know, he didn't have any hate in his heart when he was, let me see, 50 seconds left. Let me just go ahead and start sharing. Let me start sharing. Baby, you should let me, whoa, you deserve better. You know you deserve better. Okay, let me see. What up, Biz? What up, War Room? Shout out to everybody. I'm very excited about all of this. I am. I'm not sure if you guys saw it, but I put up my Mount Rushmore. I know a lot of you guys saw the video, so you know what my Mount Rushmore is. And I saw a few people debating, and I backed out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't really convince people. I already said it was my Mount Rushmore. People are now, people don't know how to debate rationally. Like, they debate emotionally. So there's a lot of angry reads. Like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if I should do a video in response to it. I think I explained it. When I did the morning after. I think I explained it, but I wonder if I have to. I don't think I have to argue why Sugar Ray Robinson is there, right? I'm not sure if people know Henry Armstrong, but there are people questioning Sam Langford, and that's the one out of all of them shouldn't be questioned. Lee, Lewis, Robinson, Armstrong, yeah. Though that's my Mount Rushmore of greatest fighters. That's not my Mount Rushmore of best. You know what I mean? So I said that a few times, but I don't think people can understand the difference. But what my Mount Rushmore fighters did can't be done. What my Mount Rushmore did can't be done. So that's the play. Biz, who did Bud replace? I never did one. I never did a Mount Rushmore best like that. I had greatest. I had Sugar Ray Robinson, Ali, Henry Armstrong, and Joe Louis. Those were the four I had. And I think Willie Pep was fifth. So that's still my greatest. But best, I never did that. And that was the first time I've done that. The first time I thought about it like that. And what those four accomplished, I mean, if you want to throw Pacquiao, that Pacquiao did some weird shit. Like, that's Pacquiao on some strange. Let me see. To question Sam Langford is nasty. That is the dumbest. Like, to see that as the question. I'm not sure that's ridiculous. I guess you question Terrence Crawford more so than the other three. All right, y'all. Let me turn the volume up.
For them, they're going to run it back on November 15th.
Can you guys hear me good? Can you hear everything well?
There's a somber mood, a sadness around this press conference.
Yeah, it's a sadness because
not just boxing, but Britain has lost a legend, a true hero of the sport.
Look, they're always showing Benavidez and Yard.
Condolences to his family, his friends, and the sporting world, and everybody who will miss him. And guys, we're going to give you a chance to send him off properly, and we're going to kind of hold back some of your favorite memories a bit later in the show.
Wish there would have been a Canelo Crawford rematch on Juneteenth. It would have been hilarious.
The ring, unfinished business. A second bite of the cherry.
Which volume is low, mine or the press conference?
To do it twice, and we're back here, guys.
Because you don't want us both. You don't want it hard to hear us both.
It can't surely.
Ask me in an hour.
Okay.
Look, I just don't think these two.
Why you say taking Jenkins?
So I'm pretty sure very quickly it's going to catch fire again. there's just so much.
It's okay for the press conference to be a little lower.
Between the two.
That's okay.
They're so competitively.
For right now, that's okay for right now.
Yes.
In the sense that, you know, everything's perfect when it comes to a family feud, technically, and as far as aggression's concerned, that
Why?
it can't.
Why is
Tony, you were in and amongst it for the build-up last time. I
Sounds
mean, can you see
50-50,
this?
yeah.
The fireworks. I mean, it's Big Shoulders fireworks, and with
volume
Cris
is
and Conor,
good? Okay,
there's
thank you.
always something.
Why
about-
is why did you say that Jake Paul and Tank was canceled? That's not what I'm getting. It's off topic. Did Crawford become the Mexican mom? No, of course not, because he's not Mexican. Yeah, he's not Mexican. Let me see. Boxing is back. War Room. Is it? It is canceled, Biz. It is. How are y'all saying that? Where y'all? Hold on 1 second. It is canceled. Who said this? It's not happening. Saw that coming. It's not happening on Georgia. They need to cancel that. It's not happening on Georgia. Wait a minute. I still don't. I'm not getting that information. Where y'all getting it? Georgia pulled out. The Georgia Athletic Commission is going to prove. Why are y'all? Who told y'all that? Even if that's the case, why are y'all saying the fight's canceled? It is canceled. It's just, it is not canceled. It's just not happening in Georgia. Who even said that? Hold on. That Canelo Crawford fight was fishy. All right, then just fish. I don't know. Let me see. Let me Google it. They got the tickets on sale. It's in jeopardy. Okay, on boxing scene. Okay, there's a bunch of different reports that it's in jeopardy. It's in limbo. Boxing scene is saying that they pulled out. Sportster said that it can't happen in Georgia. Okay, but I still don't know. Georgia's so lame. But I still don't know why is it canceled. So what y'all saying is it looks like it may not happen in Georgia. I don't see where that says it's canceled. I don't see where y'all see that it's canceled. Let me see. Canelo sold his soul for that $100 million to the boxing devil Turkey. You guys are coping very, very hard. You guys are coping very hard. Let me see what it says.
The amount of misses, when you say 200 to 400 misses, that screams emotion.
And I don't mind that.
Okay. We can wait. Turkey will say F the commission and do it in Saudi. Well, Turkey's not in charge of Tank versus. What are y'all doing? What are y'all? Let me see. For this exhibition is what I'm saying. But the thing is, and it's not canceled at this time. Okay, so people just jump to conclusions. My thing is, an exhibition doesn't have the same sanctioning rules, right? Here's the deal. What Jake and Tank are trying to do is make it a real fight. So that's what they're pushing. So maybe that's why Georgia said no. Exhibition, they can do it. But from my understanding, Jake and Tank are trying to make it a real fight on the record. And that's going to be harder to do. It's going to be harder unless Jake comes down. It's going to be harder to make. Chick said I'm devastated. It's going to be harder. It definitely won't get canceled because there's too much money involved. Netflix is rolling with the paper, bro. So Netflix is like, hey, make it happen. And Netflix is good with the MVP. You guys saw that. You saw the graphic of out of the 3 Netflix fights, MVP is still in the lead. I would have never thought in my wildest dreams that Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor 2 or 3. It was actually 3. Yeah, the rubber match with that would have more views than Crawford Canelo. Like I would have never, I mean, by a long, almost twice the amount. I would have never thought in my wildest dream. But with that said, MVP and Netflix are good. So I don't, hey bro, I see the fight happening. If it gets canceled, I'm happy. Yeah, I know a lot of people gonna be happy about that. Biz, I'm sure David had to be pissed. Canelo and the boxing commission robbed David. Who? Canelo should have been stripped of the belts. I'm sure David had to be pissed. He's not. David's not. You know, when I was at David's camp, you know, David knew when I was at his camp and did the Black Two Sugars, David knew. Everybody was aware of Crawford versus Canelo. You know what I'm saying? And David, their whole Benavidez family knew that they felt Crawford had a chance. But David isn't focused on Canelo the way y'all think. David is focused on his own career. He knew Canelo wasn't going to fight him. So he's not mad at something that was never going to happen. Like he knew Canelo wasn't going to fight him. Now he was thinking there's a good chance later, but he couldn't focus on that. You know what I mean? He couldn't focus on it. There are things that he's actually focused on, and I don't want to say his plans, but there are things he was focused on. But he said consistently, like, I doubt very much Canelo would fight me. Like, it'd have to be tall cash. You know what I'm saying? Which, who knows? If Canelo would have won, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh probably would have been willing to throw that money up. Who knows? Why would David be pissed? Yeah, I think a lot of people are trying to read the emotional feelings of other men through to this fight. And I think a lot of people don't really know the mentality of a lot of these fighters. You know, a lot of these, like David, he's focused on yard. You know what I mean? Like he's not focused on Canelo Crawford. He's dialed in for a fight that he's having. You know, I think as we sit here and we view as an audience, we have time to think like that. But these fighters, no, no. Right. Yeah, Tim, no. That's why you have a lot of media people asking a fighter about something that's coming that they would want, like a possible fight while they're preparing. And they all say the same thing. I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about the fight ahead of me. And media never understands that. They constantly be like, hey, Crawford, what do you think about eventually coming back down and fighting Fundora? It's like, bro, I'm about to fight Nello. So, yeah, these must be dialed in. Biz, it was like doomsday in Mexico, bro. You know, I'm married into a Mexican family. And there were mixed feelings. My maid is a Mexican woman. And when she came by, she had there were mixed feelings. Like there were people who were, one, still proud of Canelo. There were also people who were like, hey, that fight was boring, bro. They just didn't like the fight. And there were people that was like, dang, like Crawford's good, you know, and I thought Canelo was going to do better than that. You know, it didn't seem dim from the people I spoke to, right? Like it didn't seem dim because of course they responded to me like, man, you lost $20,000. So, and we've held those conversations, and, you know, they know what I do for a living. So they, you know, I've had those phone calls and I've had those conversations, but they weren't as low as you thought. I'm not Mexican though. They weren't as low as you thought. Not surprising, yeah. I don't give a F how late I am. Hell no, we outside. My man dun. Let me see. My wife Mexican too. Her mom was mad at Canelo. Okay, but her and her sister were proud of Crawford. Yeah, you know, I don't think they were less. I think they were responded as anybody else would, regardless of your race. So if you're black and Crawford lost, the black world wouldn't be down in the dumps. You know what I'm saying? They're just like, damn, that Canelo was all right. And you go on about your business. It wasn't what, you know what I mean? It's not, it's no different. It's no different. Me, on the other hand, this is my career. So I'm looking at how does this, it's Sexy Kendra, how does this, you know, kind of match up with other accomplishments? For real, LOL. What? That's crazy. Hey, hold on real quick. Hello? I gotta see what's going on with that. Okay, let me see. You and I should open boxing cards live on YouTube. Oh, I do. You can you can do it too. Hey, hold on. Not you and I together on my channel or nothing like that. Let me see. What was I gonna do? Hold on real quick. Hold on real quick. Okay. I got called by a scam. I had to put that number in. I was looking at that shit like, hold your horses. Let me see. Wait, hold on. Is some my okay, my bars went back up. All right. Listen, my Mount Rushmore. I'm gonna ask you guys, do you guys think I need to do a video on my Mount Rushmore, or it's cool? Like we got it. We understand it. Or do I have to like break that down? Because I'm not sure if anyone would be convinced anyway. You know what I mean? Yes. You think I need to do that? I just got scam called too. Oh, you did? You just got a scam? Okay. We all getting scam called at the same time. Okay. It's cool. It's cool. Make a vid. Yeah. See, nah, the list makes sense. Yeah. I'm not sure if that needs its own video. Maybe I'll break it down in a different video. At the same time, the moment is very quickly passing. Right? Like the way media works now and the way social media works now, that the Canelo Crawford fight is quickly starting to be in our rear view. And to still, and you got a time in which, yes, it is. Yeah, you got a time in which it's hot because it's starting to get like they not like us. That song, listen, bro, after a minute, I was ready to punch somebody in the face next time I heard that song. That song was coming in through the walls. I couldn't get away from that damn song. Now, with my line of work, I can't get away from Crawford and Canelo, which is why this is refreshing to have facts, Tim Butler. For me to do the Mount Rushmore, I did it as just a photo and as a post, but to do it as a video, I may get exhausted. Hold on. Let me see what they're saying real quick.
Feels exactly the same way, and I'm sure that the tributes are going to keep pouring in. But I mean, even just for me, remembering going into a pub and paying £5.
That Ricky Hatton. I'm going to say this too. I'm going to say this too. Conor Benn. All right. What Conor Benn did was incredible. Conor Benn is a welterweight. Fighting Cris Eubank was incredible. But at the same time, that lets you know how incredible what Terrence Crawford did, because Cris Eubank came down with a rehydration clause. That's how you make fighting a welterweight even. It's even a welterweight who fought at 154 once. Because Conor Benn fought at 152 or something like that before, right? So that's how you do that. What Terrence Crawford did, that lets you know how crazy what Terrence Crawford actually did in fighting the undisputed, two-time undisputed reigning super middleweight. You know what I'm saying? And to fight him with no rehydration clause, no catch weight, that's just unnecessarily crazy. All right, hit the Tyson bell. So, bruh, good analysis, Biz. Yeah, like that lets you know how crazy that was. Conor Benn, how he fought Cris Eubank was almost just demon time. And the sacrifices Conor Benn made, you have to give as much credit, if not more, to Cris Eubank Jr. cutting down, and because he looked sick as hell. Like, I didn't think he was going to make 12. And you saw how he was getting rocked. He got rocked a few times, and then he dogged it out. I really feel like his life meter dropped a bit. You know, his health meter dropped a bit. It's going to, listen, man, I thought Conor Benn was going to win. I put money on Conor Benn. No, I think I thought Cris Eubank was going to win. I said, you got to say Cris. But I put money on Conor Benn the first time. I think I going to predict a Conor win W this time. I just can't see facts. I mean, Cris Eubank, Cris Eubank was the better fighter. But hold on, y'all. Hold on, here we go.
As a fan watching it, but big nights ahead for both of them.
As you can just see, Cris Eubank.
Hey, do y'all think Eddie Hoyne is going to show up? Because Eddie Hoyne said, why show up if he's not going to let me talk?
There's going to be fireworks, but let me tell you, it is going to be entertaining, and it is unfinished business. Guys, this is starting to build now, really. I mean, he's getting memories of that first press conference and everything.
He was fighting on fields. It was crazy.
Very rare that you see a fighter's father get another fighter by the neck.
He's better.
He's
better. And
do you know what, Josh? It's the last time.
And down the stretch, somehow he found more than Conor. But I think Conor is going to learn to shoot the jab more.
Their own legacy.
This is going to be something.
Created that magic moment in that last fight. They've done it themselves now. I'm turning up here. It's not about.
I can't bet no more. I'm not allowed. I hear
first fight. The first fight was that good. I just have to see it again. And so does all of the fans who was there that night, and all the fans tuning on TV. They're going to want to see it again. It was that good of a fight.
Well, the build-up starts now. Jamie Ward is primed and ready. This is the ring.
Joseph Parker beats Bud
Cris
too.
Eubank Jr. against Conor Benn. Take
Ricky
it away.
Burns is elite. Here we go.
Well, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go again as we kickstart the build-up to what promises to be another truly epic night here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Just like their fathers did all those years ago on November 15th, live on DAZN, Cris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn relight the family feud once more for the fourth time in the history books, and of course the second time between themselves when they rematch once more here in front of 70,000 fans. And as you can see on the stage here this evening, many familiar faces, and we start now with the formal introductions. Firstly, reigniting their own feud once again here on the top table. Promoters, Ben Shalom of Boxer and Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. We have the respective training teams as well, which
there he is.
A little bit by surprise here.
Eddie Hearn.
Firstly, of course, Tony Sims, head trainer of Conor Benn, and BOMAC is in the house here this evening as well. And BOMAC, we congratulate you on an incredible victory this past weekend.
BOMAC's with Eubank again.
And now, of course,
I got Eubank.
This
my bad.
Over with. No introduction. Two-weight world champion.
Terrence Crawford gonna be there.
Nigel Benn also.
I got Eubank
here this evening, and we welcome now to the stage the two most important faces and fighters.
F it, gang.
Firstly, to my left, the man chasing revenge, the man chasing.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Conor Benn.
It's a wrap, though. That did it. My bookie, yeah, let's go. I love Conor Benn, but let's go, though.
And we also welcome to the stage at this time the victor from the epic collision here in April, looking to further cement Eubank supremacy and rubber stamp his own rivalry against Conor Benn with a second victory on November 15th. Ladies and gentlemen, Cris Eubank Jr.
This is going to be even funnier because Cris Eubank won the first one, and it was parliamentary.
And at this time, we do want to give special thanks to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority and Saudi Boxing Federation, His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh.
Turkey is busy as shit.
And this is it, unfinished business.
I do putting together
Riyadh
some.
Season Seller, Ring Magazine, Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing, and Ben Shalom for Boxer. And it's all live worldwide, exclusively on DAZN.
Rastafari.
Just before we do begin this evening's press conference, we pause at this moment for a period of reflection. The sporting world was rocked to its very foundations this past weekend when we heard the tragic news that the great Ricky Hatton had so sadly passed away at the age of 46. Ricky was loved for so many reasons, of course, as a fighter and what he did in his incredible career as a professional boxer. Inspired so many to chase and achieve their dreams and put on the boxing gloves, paved the way for those following him in his beloved city of Manchester. And look at what he did achieve as a fighter. Became world champion, took his army of supporters and fans and friends in their tens and thousands across the pond to take on and challenge the world's very best in Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao.
Yes, sir.
Fought at the home of his beloved Manchester City. But other than that, Richard to his family, Ricky, Rick to the rest of us, was a truly unique and special character. The people's champion, the working class hero, the boy next door. And as he perfectly put it himself, only ever really wanted to be one of the boys. Ricky had an infectious smile, a truly incredible sense of humor, a wonderful laugh, and a heart as big as this room here today.
That's what I heard. He was
and
a
at
good,
this
had a
moment
good
in
heart.
time, we want to show you a tribute to the great man, Ricky, the Hitman Hatton.
I'm not going to say that I'm the greatest British world champion that we've ever had, but there's never ever been a world champion from Great Britain that has had a fan base like Ricky Hatton.
He's a lot slimmer than that.
Huh. This is so sad. I saw him. This is so sad.
Unbelievable.
This is so sad.
Everyone knows he's a great lad.
I watched this entire career.
What a fluke that was.
Yeah, Campbell Haddon and Matthew and all.
People will make their own minds up, you know, how good a fighter they actually think I was. But, you know, I would Maybe
I can't believe it.
The world champion, that was one of us.
That is sad. That hurts, bro. That is so sad.
Certainly a wonderful tribute to a wonderful fighter and a wonderful man in Ricky Hatton. And as the famous chant used to be sang, there's only one Ricky Hatton, and indeed there only ever will be one Ricky Hatton.
He was coming back
Ricky,
too.
it goes without saying, the thoughts of everyone here.
He was preparing his comeback.
Your family, your friends, many of whom are in this room this evening, and all who share this sadness with us. But we are here, of
There's
course,
only one type
this
of
evening
theory
to talk
came
about
from. There's only
a
one
truly
Ricky
epic
Hatton.
rematch
You know?
taking place November 15th, once again here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, live on DAZN. I mean, cast your eyes and your mind back to April, a night which had just about everything and surpassed even the wildest of our expectations.
Yeah, it was the best boxing event I've ever witnessed.
Arrived at the stadium alongside his son Cris Eubank.
It had too many epic moments.
And his father,
Nigel, had too many epic moments.
On from backstage, we remember the cinema of what the atmosphere was like in this stadium.
And the fight itself was better than both of their fathers.
Their fathers to their fathers' songs.
It was crazy.
Simply the best and dangerous. And of course, all of that culminated in one of the best fights we have seen on British shores for many, many years. And I have no doubts, really, that the only two fighters for UK Fight of the Year 2025 who can dare to rip the trophy from Cris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn in April are Cris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn in November. So let's get straight to it then. The press conferences have always been fun. So let's hear from the fighters. Firstly, a quick word from Cris Eubank Jr. Cris, when
the procedure was parliamentary.
I'd like you to address Conor first. I think I'm just interested to hear what he's got to say.
Okay, as you wish. Firstly, to you.
You can't do that.
Conor, when you think about what happened in April, you always said it was the early runs that got you out of bed because you feared losing in this game. How has the reality been for you, and what have you perhaps learned about yourself since April?
Yeah, listen, I mean, it's always hard processing a loss. Nobody prepares to lose. You know, as fighters, we want to do our best, but ultimately we want to get the victory at all costs. You know, it's taught me a lot. It's taught me a lot about myself. I want to go back to the drawing board and work and learn, gain experience, and experience was gained. So no doubt, November 15th, you get a better version.
Chris, has your opinion on
Conor always has a bad attitude?
The first fight, as a person, as a fighter, do you respect him more than you did then?
What a crazy, crazy world we live in today. For my entire life as a professional fighter, I have been the villain and the bad guy. 14 years and 38 fights of people loving to hate me. But you know, I don't want to get ahead of myself. But from what I'm seeing online nowadays and the interactions I'm having with, you know, people all over the world in the streets, I don't know if I'm that guy anymore. It's not just boxing fans that are approaching me now. It's little girls, elderly folk, housewives, people that really have nothing to do with boxing. And they are all, you know, they're all greeting me and they're all wishing me the best of luck. It's humbling.
He's so patient and annoying.
The funny thing is, if you speak to this side of the table, Eddie Hearn will tell you, as he told the world after the fight, that Conor Benn is in fact the people's champ. I mean, wow. That's incredible. Conor Benn, you did it, huh, kid? People's champ. You know, one thing I know for sure is that, you know, Conor Benn, he put on a great fight. He went out there and he did what I did not expect him to do. But, you know, I'm going to tell you right here and now, you ain't no champ. And you most definitely ain't no people's champ, so get that out of your head. You keep letting Eddie Hearn blow smoke up your ass, and you're going to end up being even more of an embarrassment than he is. These men are not men of the people. They are pretending. They're pretending to be the good guys. Wolves in sheep's clothing, if you will.
Ooh. I will.
They will do anything they can. They will screw over anybody they can. They will cut any corners. They will break any rules they can to try and get ahead. Ruthless, immoral, and without restraint. These men are. They did everything they could to try and destroy me in this last fight. Contract breaches, fines, rehydration clauses,
facts,
sabotage weigh-in,
facts,
biased commentary and refereeing.
Oh my God! Oh my
the
God.
list goes on; it's endless. Even on fight night, they blocked my team from coming to the stadium for 30 minutes, and then when I arrive, they have security walking in front of my car. Trying to slow me down and stall me as much as possible to make me late.
I've never heard so much waffle
in
all my life.
You're going to hear a lot more.
No. But I was, you know,
you're going to hear
Cris.
a lot more.
When?
You know, it's incredible the levels that these guys will stoop to. I finally get into the stadium.
Okay.
I get into my change room. I'm preparing. They're sending idiots to try and disrupt me in my changing room.
Destruct?
We get through that. I go out there, outside these walls, and I win the fight. Now, after the fight, due to severe dehydration, I'm put in an ambulance and I have to go to hospital.
That's a fact.
I was actually so dehydrated that one of the toenails on my big toe fell off. It actually fell off. It's grown back about halfway now. But anyway, I'm in this ambulance.
Jesus, not a toenail.
I'm in the ambulance. And
you still got it?
These scumbags blocked that ambulance from leaving the stadium for 20 minutes.
By the way, this is an intro. Go on, keep going because this is all being noted because it's absolute waffle.
20 minutes.
Waffle.
Waffle. I'm laying there in a gurney, oxygen mask on, and the car cannot move. They will not open the gates to let us leave.
Now, who won't open the gates?
Now, if this was a serious injury that I had sustained, that 20 minutes...
Cris, I want to know who wouldn't open the gates. It's important.
That 20 minutes...
You can't answer that, can you?
Could have been the difference between life and death.
Hey, Cris, it's more jiving.
Conor Benn and Eddie Hearn are in here talking to the media, lying about how I had a broken jaw, and that was the reason why I was going to hospital. Bullshit artists of the highest degree.
Cris, can we get one thing clear? Can you just confirm that you are accusing us?
I am
Matchroom?
Or yes.
Okay, say it.
You guys
say it.
Me from
say it.
Out.
Say it.
Say it.
Matchroom.
Who else?
Okay.
Have been?
Go on, say it.
That's
a
lawsuit.
Say it.
That's a lawsuit.
Say that Matchroom stops you from going to the hospital.
I was like, what? So you can try and sue me with your little lawyer?
Not at all. I think you're talking about the wrong guy. Say it.
To be up here.
Say it.
These are the levels.
You talk shit.
These are the levels.
You know, we stopped you from going because your toenail was falling off.
These people
heard it all now.
Eddie, the last time you were up here, you were talking about how famous and popular you were, even more famous than me.
No, that's impossible. You're the people's champ.
What? You said it.
No, you're getting stopped by grannies and children who are throwing themselves at you like you're the Pope. It's incredible.
Absolutely.
And even with half a toenail. I can't believe it. But that's interesting. The fact is, you telling us we stopped your ambulance from going to the hospital.
A glorified desk jockey.
Desk jockey?
That's what you are.
Okay, that's interesting.
Living off of the back of hard-working fighters. That's what you
Yeah, of
are.
course,
So the
Chris.
fact that you can sit
listen.
here talking about how popular and
care about
famous
how
you
popular.
are,
What I don't want to have
it
is
just shows
someone
you the
lying
level-
about what happened on the
it just
night
shows
to
you
try
the
and gain
level
more popularity.
ego and
About your
narcissism
weight
we're
cut,
dealing with.
about all the bullshit you want to
I
come
don't
out
need to
with.
make anything
You're
up.
playing
It's
the
all
victim.
documented.
You're playing the
It's all
victim.
documented. I'm not
And we
the
see
victim.
through you.
I won the fight.
Well done. We
There's
give you
no
the
victim
respect.
here. I won the fight.
But don't
Against
worry, you
all odds.
accuse us of stopping the ambulance to going from the
Everything that
hospital.
you guys
We'll
tried
see.
to do.
We'll see.
You tried to destroy me, and you did not.
You're talking about we put things in place that you signed to do.
100%.
You signed.
Facts.
You tried, and you failed, and you're going to fail again this time.
We'll
You guys
see.
are going to do all your little tricks and do all the things.
Loads
you
of
can
tricks.
to try and get
Well,
my
Daniel's over here. It's
derail
unbelievable.
me. It's not going to work.
We'll see.
Okay.
But you don't
This
talk
is
shit
all
about
after
things
one
that
question.
You want
It's
to
the truth.
fantasize about. It's not.
I know the truth.
No, it's
hard
not.
for you to hear.
Listen, you've already accused us of stopping your ambulance from going to the hospital. That's fair enough. We'll see.
That's what happened.
We'll see.
That's what happened.
Okay, we will see, my friend.
Listen, you've never had a hard day's work in your life.
All right.
I don't know why you're talking to me.
And you've only had one.
You think,
And that was the last time. Let me tell you, you're going to have a real hard night's work on November 15th.
Your multi-million-pound estate writing up contracts to fleece fighters out of as much
We'll
money
see,
as you can.
Chris.
That's
We'll
what you
see.
think hard days
We will
are.
see. Of your
Flying around on
accusations,
jets
you
to
shall. We
countries,
will see.
Talking about how
You
great
talk
other
shit.
men are.
We see through your games.
You don't know about
Mr.
blood,
Popularity.
sweat,
You
tears.
don't give a shit about
You don't know
anyone
about
or
blood,
nothing.
Sweat and tears. You know about
All
how to
right.
use people.
We'll see.
That's the man you are.
Yeah, okay. We'll see.
We will see.
We will.
Connor, quick one to you.
Oh my God.
Has your opinion changed on Cris Eubank Jr.?
I mean, I take my hat off to him, you know, because you need a dancing partner, and he was that for me. Did I underestimate him? I did. I genuinely thought I'd knock him out in 3-4 rounds on my heart. You know, that's well, Chris, shut up, man. That's what I genuinely believed. You know, so I underestimated him, but you know, he gave me one hell of a fight, and it was one hell of a fight. And yeah, I'm excited for next time round, to be honest, mate.
Okay.
You know, this was the first time in my life that I've ever seen a fighter lose and then go on some type of victory tour.
No, Berlanga.
No, there was
This
no
guy
victory.
was
There was
going
no.
to
There was no.
events,
There was no
he was
victory.
doing
So
interviews,
listen, we were
buying cars.
Chris, no, that was your car that you gave me. That was the 500 grand for your unprofessionalism that gave me that car.
You flew over to America. You're taking pictures of people. Oh, I'm so grateful for the love and the support the fans are showing me. You're going on like you won. You do understand you lost, right?
Do you want me to finish?
He had all 10 toenails.
You do understand you lost, right? I mean,
I was ready. Well, listen, Chris. The reality is, while you were sipping through for a straw, I was back in the gym after the fight, ready for September 20th. Why was you not ready? We was locked in September 20th. So if you want to talk about a little tour, I was training meanwhile. What were you doing?
I was living life, my friend.
Exactly. So what you just said, stupid. Man. What you just said, stupid.
You were ready.
Listen. I don't care. Ultimately, we fight November 15th, mate. And yeah, November 15th.
Bring on the toenail.
It was supposed to be September 20th, but your unprofessionalism and your unprofessional team weren't ready.
His toenail wasn't ready.
I don't need to fight you when you want to fight. I've lost. I don't need you.
No, it wasn't when he wanted to fight. It's not when I wanted. It's when everybody wanted. When Turk Sheikh wanted. When the whole team had agreed and arranged for the fight to happen. You know what happens when you have an agreement? Do you know what happens? You know when you sign a contract. Do you know what that is?
I didn't sign a contract.
Do you know what that
to
is?
fight you on
Do you know what that
September
is?
20th. I
Do you know what that is?
Rematch you. I didn't sign.
Do you know what that is?
So
do you know what that agreement is?
The date is perfect.
But do you know what an agreement is? Do you understand?
No, I don't know what agreement is. What is it?
Well, you're an idiot. That's why.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, we'll certainly come back to Cris and Conor. Let's hear from the other faces here on the top table here, though, this evening. Firstly to you, Ben Shalom of Boxer. Epic night in April, a big win for your man, Cris Eubank Jr. How do you
go away from them?
November 15th.
Don't go away from them.
Look, I want to thank Riyadh Season and Salah and the ring for making this possible again. I think the first fight brought the popularity back to British boxing. It was the biggest night I've ever been involved in. It was a bigger
Everybody
fight
hit the like,
after
please.
the fight, thanks to these two warriors, and it was a spectacle that demanded a rematch. It's phenomenal that we've managed to do it again in the same year, but this one will be even bigger. I think Cris Eubank Jr. and what happened and his story and the hurdles that he had to go through endeared himself to the British public like I've never seen before from from a British fighter, and it really is the Cris Eubank Jr. show. I have to say, I'm so happy to see Brian McIntyre here in all the fights that I promoted with Cris. That rematch against Liam Smith was the most focused, was the most dedicated, was the best Cris Eubank Jr. I have seen, and I think Cris will be doing it in even more emphatic fashion on November 15th.
Congratulations, Bomac. I mean, the performance Terence put on against Canelo the other day was exceptional. So congratulations to you. And,
the procedure was parliamentary.
Everyone give it up.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Promoter Eddie Hearn, let's see how you get on here this evening. Despite the setback for Conor Benn in April, what do you believe changed about the way he is seen within the boxing world?
Well, just firstly, Jamie, obviously, just a couple of, you might, just going to say 30 seconds about Ricky Hatton.
No, there's no 30
Chris, 1 second.
You know the drill.
Chris.
You know the drill. I'm not
seconds on Ricky.
Anything you say.
Okay, then don't listen to it.
I'm a bad guy.
No.
I'm in this.
All I was going to do was say a few words about Ricky Hatton. Okay, I won't say anything about.
Move on with the press conference.
You're an arsehole. You talk shit. You get what's coming to you. It doesn't matter. You can do that.
We know the drill. Let's move on.
Okay.
You know what? I want to talk about something else. Forget Eddie. I want to talk about the British Boxing Board of Control. And more specifically, a man by the name of Robert Smith.
Who?
This is the big boss behind the scenes, the head honcho.
Hey, bro.
The man with all the power that controls everything that goes on in professional boxing inside of the United Kingdom.
Hey, don't name drop.
A big deal. He really is.
Oh, my God.
Now, this idiot allowed a room full of media and cameramen into my private weigh-in the day before the fight.
Is this when you were sabotaged again?
The time that it took to get these people out contributed to me missing the weight.
Chris, you turned up over an hour late.
And getting fined $500K.
You turned up over an hour late.
He let Conor Benn fight in gloves filled with horsehair, knowing that it was a direct breach of the contract I had for this fight.
You don't. What are you doing?
On fight night, he personally escorted an arch nemesis of mine, Billy Joe Saunders, to my changing room to disrupt and try and ruin my preparations for the biggest fight of my life.
This is diabolical.
So, and then afterwards, he gets into the ring and is trying to shake my hand and congratulate me. I mean, the ball's on this guy. It's viciously clear for me to see that this toad is more than a puppet and a pawn. I think he is in the back pockets of Matchroom.
Wow. Another one that's got it in for you.
Absolutely.
You are so unlucky with everything.
Unfortunately, just another scumbag in this.
You're calling the chairman of the British Boxing Board of Control a scumbag.
We find ourselves
the mask is slipping, Christopher.
It's unfortunate. Now, continuing on from that, the board, the British Boxing Board of Control, they opened several investigations into some of the things I did in the lead up to the fight. No investigations, by the way, into why my ambulance was stopped from leaving the stadium for 20 minutes, but I guess trying to find out why I was talking about being in a sauna before the fight is much more important. Anyway, the board have graciously awarded me with a multitude of fines over the last 6 months. And my question is, where is this money going? You know, the Boxing Board of Control, they're supposed to be supporting the foundations and governing the community of boxing in Great Britain. So in my eyes, the money that I was being fined should be going to the community, should be going to kids that can't afford equipment. It should be
this
going
is
to
worse
local
than Errol
gyms.
Spence.
The money should be going to fighters who have suffered injuries, medical bills. But as far as I can see it, that's not happening. The money
talking about corruption,
lining the pockets of fat cats on the board, like Robert Smith. Don't worry, Ben. It's okay.
Ben is like, shut your ass up.
It's sad to see. So I'm asking you guys, the media, to shine a light on this situation.
Hell no.
And find out where is all this money going? Because it's not going to the community. I'll tell you that now.
I'm out.
Just food for thought.
Well, let's hear from the training teams as well. Quickly, firstly to Bomac and Assel Diaz as well down there at the end of the table. Bomac, as Cris said, congratulations on a wonderful victory with Crawford over the weekend, but back involved in Team Eubank for this fight. When did that all come about, and what do you think?
Don't be scared. Shit.
Man, here,
easy for you to say.
Challenge?
Well, first of all, I just want to say thanks for, this great event. I'm happy to be a part of. How it came about was just by a phone call, and after I watched the first fight, and when they called for the second fight, we tried to get together for the first fight, but the timing wasn't right. When they called, it was a no-brainer. So I'm just happy to be here, be a part of a historical fight.
How much better do you believe your man Cris Eubank Jr. can be in this fight?
Well, I'll tell you what, and this is no knock on them over there. I believe it's going to be a little bit easier.
Shut up. I'm not a follower.
Right.
You ain't going to have one person go battery your back and go run off a cliff.
It's hard to get.
Be a follower on your own.
Away from when somebody already done beat your ass. That's hard because it's already stuck in your head.
They said I'm too old, Coach. They said I don't want it anymore. They said I'm washed up.
Hey, they're going to find out.
That's right.
I have just been informed in my ear, a special message from His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh, who says that Eddie Hearn is more popular than Cris Eubank Jr. because he has his own Netflix documentary.
That's good news. Cris can watch that tonight. 6 episodes.
Yeah. We all know about that, how you're postering me all over your trailers.
Oh, yeah.
The guy that doesn't deserve to be here, and you're using me in all your trailers.
I know.
It's okay.
You made me a lot of money in that documentary.
One thing you're not going to do is promote that.
One thing was amazing, that we got the People's Champ.
So,
you got 6 episodes, 5 hours of working where you can pull your plonker up in Brighton all night to that. You'll be loving it.
A scumbag promoter uses other fighters,
blocks ambulances,
blocks ambulances,
limelight, loses toenails,
you're so
everything.
Famous, you talk more than your fighters do. Look at you.
That's my job.
Conor hasn't said a word.
He don't want to say it because he's bored listening to you about Robert.
He's not the promoter.
Like a baby as the mask slips.
I'm talking.
Jamie, over to you. I'm talking. Be quiet. You shut your mouth down there.
Nobody wants to hear you talk. No one
Netflix.
Wants to hear about
it's out now. Enjoy the episodes. Thank you.
No one's going to watch it, mate. Good luck.
You.
Trainer Tony Sims, a quick word from yourself. When you think about the game plan, Tony, what perhaps didn't go to plan in April, and what do you believe will be different this time round?
Yeah, look, the fight was a tremendous fight for the fans. Both boys put everything on the line, and it was a great fight, and I believe, and Conor knows this, that he's got to make adjustments to beat Cris the next time. But I believe that Conor's got it in his locker to do that. And I think he was too much emotionally involved in that first fight. I believe that there was a lot of firsts that happened to him. Obviously, first fight up at middleweight.
Okay.
As we know, he's a welterweight, and it was his first fight at middleweight.
Yeah.
First time topping the bill in a big stadium.
Okay.
And obviously his first loss. So, he's got to overcome that, and he's got to make these adjustments. But I believe that he will do that. And I believe that he will become victorious this time.
And for you, Nigel, as well, albeit it didn't go the way of your son, what were your overriding feelings and emotions when you left Tottenham Hotspur Stadium that night?
I was actually all right about it. Cris put up a good fight. But to me, that was Conor at his worst. He was winging punches in front and left, right, not even thinking about what he was doing. Everything that we practiced for the 12 weeks of training, He didn't do one thing. Absolutely one thing. And he had him hurt so many times, but yet he kept on trying all the punches that he was going to throw. And I thought to myself, mate, that wasn't even a real Conor. But I'm glad that he done 12 rounds with the middleweight. And the funny thing about it, we all keep saying that, oh, we made him struggling with the weight, but Cris is IBO middleweight champion. He fights at 160 all the time, the last 4 fights. I've been at 160. So we also
Not with a rehydration clause, though.
struggling at the weight. But you understand?
Ben, he didn't miss the rehydration clause. He missed his 160 weight. Why are you even up here, bro? I don't even know why you're up here.
Conor.
No, but
Hey, now you ain't the one.
What are you famous for?
I don't know why you're sitting up here. It ain't about that, bro. I don't know why
what are you famous for?
Ben, not the time.
Yeah, well, you know what it is. It's just like, all we got to do wait for November the 15th, mate. And we see the real Conor. Not running away, not lunging the punches in, taking his time, doing the best that I know that he can do. That just went the real Conor. And that's why I'm happy that he done 12 hard rounds, and yet he had him wobbling about 3 or 4 times, but didn't know how to finish him.
That's a fact.
Because the occasion got to him, and he went in there.
That's
what
a fact.
got in Conor's head, he kept on saying, I'm going to take his head off. I'm going to take his head off. If he'd have said, like, you know what, yeah, I'm going to box him. He didn't. He went in there thinking, I'm going to take his head off. And that reminded me the same when he fought the French guy, Painard. Just want to go in and take his head off. Winging the punches in, I thought, oh my gosh, he's not going to win this. But I didn't come away like, upset. I just cuddled my son. Didn't say a word.
Yeah, he
didn't say a word.
jab.
And the funny thing about it, the next day we went in the sauna because Conor's been giving me grief. He said, mate, if you took care of business, I won't have to do this. So then we got in the shower. I've got to tell you this joke. We got in the shower and I left the door open. And
Sauna, Dad.
And he said, mate, why are you leaving the door open for? And he's really moaning at me. I said, shut up, you loser. But we both burst out laughing because at the end of the day, we know that this.
It was a little bit too soon, Dad. It was like day after the fight.
Yeah, I know. You said if I'd done the job, you wouldn't have to do it. And you lost. Now you've got to go and put the record straight, mate.
Thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, don't worry, mate. I'm going to keep reminding you that until you get that victory.
Conor, what can you fix?
That's dope.
What must you fix?
Listen, I had a beautiful camp. I had a great camp. I worked extremely hard. I've done the best I could on the night. It was the lack of discipline on the night. You can't prepare for the occasion, the emotions. It was my first fight back here in 3 years. It's just experience gained and lesson learned, for me. But ultimately, I'll gain more discipline, more calculated.
Facts.
Still that ferocity and tenacity, but just, less emotion.
You told Cris to bring his winter coat this time. Can you tell us what you mean by that?
Oh, well, we thought it was going to be a walk in the park. And I know that's the only reason why he's taking the fight, because there's plenty of names in his division. At this stage of his career, if he had ambitions of winning a world title. So, I thought it was going to be an easy fight, and it turned out not quite so. That's all I meant by that.
You had him.
What's the difference between the pair of you, Cris, in your own words? What was Conor's undoing in April?
Me?
What was his undoing? I'm a better fighter than him. They keep talking about weights. He hasn't fought at welterweight for nearly 4 years. How many times did you hear Terence Crawford talking about the weight divisions he's coming up, fighting Canelo, who's fought at light heavyweight? And there was no rehydration clauses in that fight.
Oops.
So it's pretty embarrassing the amount of times that these guys consistently talk about weight. It had nothing to do with the weight. I am the better, more experienced, more dedicated fighter. That's why he didn't beat me, and that's why he shall not beat me in November.
How do you do it? How do you beat Cris Eubank Jr.?
Let's greed. When I had him hurt in there, he's going to say I didn't have him hurt. When I thought I had him hurt, I was just too greedy in there, looking for the headshots. Game plan went out the window as soon as I hit him in the 3rd round. It was a matter of, it felt like I was always one punch away from closing the show.
Facts.
And I was looking for that one punch. You know, and
should have broken down.
Yeah, he looked vulnerable in there. He looked vulnerable. So at some stages, he looked old, and you know, I was too busy going in there trying to hurt him over getting the wins.
What makes you laugh, Cris, when you hear that?
Old and vulnerable, and this old man's talking about he wobbled me 4 or 5 times.
Well, you just got to watch it. You just got to watch the fight. You just got to watch the fight.
Chris is better. He was more experienced and better.
Of these guys.
Well, just watch it. It's not delusion if you can physically see it, Chris.
Breathtaking. It really is. You know, yes, you caught me with a few shots. Was I out on my feet?
Mate, you was in hospital for 3 days sipping food for a straw. That's what you were doing. So stop all this silly talk.
When
you was in hospital, I was in the gym.
Severe dehydration, you have to be treated.
Okay. How much did you weigh then? Listen, well, that's what you guys agreed. That's what you guys agreed. You guys agreed the 10-pound rehydration. We said, well, regardless was agreed with your team are idiots then, aren't they? Because that's what they agreed. You see, my team had my best interest at heart. They obviously done yours, because if that's done that much damage, you'd bring it up now. Why not bring it now? You wanted to talk about it. You wanted to. It wasn't even a topic of discussion, Chris.
I'm not here to
you
talk about
well,
it.
exactly. So then stop moaning about it.
Please.
That's you guys.
Stop moaning about it.
You guys moan about it.
Oh, we're good. We're good.
I'm here to fight.
We ain't moaned about it once. All we hear is you moaning, Chris.
I haven't moaned about it.
I feel flattered that you brought a new trainer in. I'm flattered that you brought Bomac in, because I know you need it. And he's a great coach. You're a great coach, Bomac. And I've got love for you, mate, but you can't polish a turd. Apologies.
One sentence prediction, Conor. Just finally, one sentence.
Listen, ain't a final prediction. I ain't going to go in there and try and render him unconscious as much as I'd love to. I'm going to go in there and do the best I can with what I can and be disciplined in there. For me, that's experience gained, and really use that experience and the lessons learned from the first fight.
You got humble.
Final sentence. What happened in the rematch?
You got humble.
Again, the parliamentary will be the procedure.
The master got
the master will be the matador.
From
this man will be the bull.
Thank you for your TED talk, Chris. This has been a pleasure.
He will be running around that ring, trying to employ all the new techniques, and I don't want to go out there and wear my heart on my sleeve and win my punches, so I'm going to box and we're going to have the strategy. All of that stuff is going to go out of the window as soon as that first little right hand connects on his chin. And after that, we're going to have fun in there, baby, like I always do. The procedure will be parliamentary. You guys will see.
Okay, a fight that truly sells itself. The demand through the roof already. Tickets on general sale tomorrow. Set your reminders.
He already standing up, bro.
Ticketmaster.co.uk as we bring the fighters. Hold on to your hats. Face to
Bro,
face once again.
Conor Benn standing up already.
Conor Benn. We also welcome to the stage.
You see the dumbest thing they're talking too much when it's a press conference. Like, what do you want them to do? Fight?
As we can see, this is what we've been waiting for. It was a calm Conor Benn in there. He didn't get a chance to say much. Chris, it was the Chris show. Now we're going to see them face to face again. Now, talk us through it. I mean, the weight, rehydration, there's been so much talk about it. And when you see them, Chris is obviously the bigger man, but that didn't really play a massive part in the fight.
It does in the back end of the fight, Josh. I think it's ludicrous claims to say you stop an ambulance. It's absolutely insane. You have to bear in mind that it's a British Boxing Board of Control event.
Conor Benn is one of my favorite fighters. So, I'm going to
have no say in whatsoever in how an ambulance gets in or out. So just to make that clear for the listeners who have watched, the Boxing Board of Control in complete control of ambulance drivers.
Doing that gum so
It took me 2 hours to get away from the stadium after the fight. The stadium was that busy, and that was me just getting out in the car, never mind an ambulance. So
fake
it is what it is.
Act like you about to grab.
Chris feels aggrieved, and he's got certain, personal
I was
agendas
faking
against people
egg
sitting
grab.
on that table. And so be it. All is fair in love and war. You're going to throw these stones, but it's dangerous saying things like that, in my opinion. It really is. And calling the Boxing Board, this is the best boxing commission in the world. We're the safest one by an absolute mile. We're safer than any other commission, any other boxing board. I've had my own grievances with them, by the way, but we are the safest commission in the world, bar none.
And the questions around the fight. Can Conor Benn find that calmness? Can he use his brain? Can he make the adjustments? Or is, as Cris Eubank Jr. said himself, too big, too strong, too experienced? These are all the questions that we're going to have answered in this rematch, set up perfectly.
I mean, the press conference was the Cris Eubank show. Conor kept it largely relaxed and quiet, and Is that a sense of him growing as a person and getting a kind of a grip of that kind of personality where he has got a short fuse, but he's controlled himself in there, where he's usually got a little bit riled up, he fires back.
I think the two of them have had little shots at each other there. I mean, it's nothing.
Cris Eubank Jr. is so much bigger.
No one's feeling the anxiety, no one's feeling the pressure yet.
But
it's only when it gets a bit closer. So
size is not an advantage.
That's when things get ramped up. That's when both fighters are tight at the weights, both are closer to making it. And
fighting, closer to your walk around.
The rivalry is always going to be there. If you don't like each other, the needle, it's personal. But that intensifies fight week for me.
Experience and maturity is also played a part there. But I'll tell you one thing, and they may not say it's there, but there is respect.
Yeah.
You have 12-round war like they did in the
They're
first
walking
fight.
out.
Tony, it's
That's
going to be
it.
there.
I think that's
both
it, y'all.
said it then about they shocked each other. He didn't think he could take what he had. I didn't think he could take what I had. So without saying it,
final thoughts. These guys will always put on a great press conference, great interviews, great fights when it comes to each other. It's in the DNA. It's King Kong Godzilla, right? It's just like a lion and a hyena. That's just how it is. These guys are rivals. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you go back to when their ancestry, back Neanderthal, their caves were next to each other, and they were probably fighting each other over food and gathering berries and shit. It's just for ages. This is like Hulk and the Thing. This is Wolverine and Sabretooth. It is what it is, bro. Like, it's a perfect, just DNA wise, what their likes and dislikes are instinctively, they're going to clash, on top of the fact that they have full awareness and memories of the rivalry of their fathers. This shit will always be fantastic, and their careers comes in second to their rivalry. It's a strange thing. It's kind of like what I was like, dude, I hope Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, I hope their careers don't end up being each other. Well, in this case, their careers are each other. It doesn't matter how many losses one had, how many belts the other never had and all that shit. It's about them two. And it's just, you cannot write a better story, because the Eubanks have never given up ground to a Ben. Never. Listen, with Bomac there, I'm going to lean towards Cris Eubank's side. I think Bomac's going to have his defense better than his defense was. Now with Bomac being there, you kind of feel like, well, damn, the opportunity for Conor Benn was probably the first time. But Conor Benn did not finish Cris Eubank. Pause. He should have jabbed more. He was just trying to wing and he's absolutely right. The breakdown of Conor Benn's performance that first fight is absolutely dead on accurate. You know what I mean? We're screaming, where's the jab? Where's the body work? He threw all that away, and he was still very effective in a close fight. If he implements more of his boxing technique and everything I know Conor Benn can do, he should beat Cris Eubank. The problem is Bomac, because Cris Eubank hands were low and shit. Like, he wasn't. So, bro, this is going to be fantastic. I'm concerned about, I know Cris Eubank fighting the scale is something he dreads doing. I'm sure of it. I'm sure he's like, that was sickening what he had to do to put himself back through that pain. You have to be an insane person. Cris Eubank did say that it was embarrassing what Terrence Crawford did with Canelo Alvarez, and y'all talking about weight. But at the same time, he kind of contradicts himself, because he talks about how sick he was and his big toenail bed falling off and all that shit based on being weight drained. So they both are, he probably screamed about weight more than Conor Benn did. With that said, will forever be a classic rivalry, bruh. You're interrupting me, getting triggered. Damon Dash, hit the Tyson bell. But listen, you guys, let me know how you feel in the comments below. ShowBizz for adult. I'm happy I was able to go to the dentist early. I couldn't believe how early it was. I forgot. Got all that taken care of and was able to do this with you guys because you guys know how I feel. This is one of those rivalries. And I mean, when I think of the beginning of me being a boxing fan, Eubank versus Benn, Nigel Benn, the fathers, is one of the first things one of the first big things. It definitely put UK on the map for me as far as boxing. Like, oh, that's how they are. That's how they talk to each other. And that's how boxing, they introduced that to me. And now I'm calling UK fights and stuff like that. And I don't have any issues doing that. And I look forward to it all because of that. They brought me to the culture of United Kingdom. So it's a very personal thing. I cannot wait to call the fights in November. November seems to be pretty lit. Damn, hold on. We can't even get to November without everything being. So wait a second. We have something incredible in October. What was it again? Before I say I'm out, chick. I can't believe it just slipped my mind. The incredible fight that's happening in October. What is it again? What are we looking forward to in October? Because Boots is coming up. There's another fight. There's a fight in October. Because Haney, the whole Ring 4, that's November, right? Brian Norman and Haney, that's November, right? So that's November. Thurman and Fundora is October. Benavidez, Yard, Ring 4, all of that with Better BF, that's November. Jake Paul Tank is November. Yeah, Joseph Parker versus Fabio Worley is October, right? Shit. And this is November. November is going to be lit as hell. Yeah, that November is ridiculous. November is totally ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. So I'm looking forward to November. Is going to be stupid. I'm going to be very busy in November. It's going to be very difficult because I'm sure the zone, we in the zone war room. It's going to have me out for fight week for Ring 4. Shit, November is going to be wild. I'm very close friends with MVP. I would probably see what's going on with Jake Paul and Tank. Shit, this is crazy. And the zone, they gonna be like, hey, listen, Conor Benn, Cris Eubank, and they know how I feel about that. So hey, Biz, might be a bit off topic, but I don't think Crawford gave Canelo Bambi legs. Okay, I've been reviewing the clip multiple times, and it just Canelo tired and getting the balance after throwing a punch. Okay, one, I don't care as much anymore. But two, I knew that. Okay, so that was part of the Bambi legs. Bambi legs to me doesn't just mean he was rocked because he was almost unconscious. It's the exhaustion, which has a lot to do with the pace that Terrence Crawford set. When Canelo was trying to chill, Crawford never let him rest. He kept jabbing and so Canelo couldn't have chill time. Number two, Canelo has a bad knee. If you saw in between rounds, they were massaging his right leg, right? So all of that, and that's because of Terrence Crawford. Like with Gamboa tearing his Achilles. Tank Davis did that, right? So all of that exhausted him into looking like that. He didn't look like that no other time. I didn't see him look like that against Bivol. I didn't see him look. Terrence Crawford, and him exhausted. He had Bambi legs out there, all because of the pace Terrence Crawford set, because of the punches he was landing, combinations he was throwing, how strong he was, and how fantastic he was. Bambi legs. Bit, boom, tired, exhausted, whatever you want to call it, he has spaghetti noodle, right? And that's because of Terrence Bud Crawford. So that's why I say Terrence Crawford gave him Bambi legs. He had him look worse for wear out there. All right. So thank you guys for showing up and showing out. ShowBizz for adult. I'm out. Oh, my goodness.